Until and unless it's
100%
like
agreed.
an issue which is extremely serious, one should try to heal everything through diet. Yes, there are certain cases in which you have to take, certain medicine, which I agree, because I'm not doctor. I'm not saying don't listen to the doctors, but I'm saying do your research, figure out what is causing it. That's what Eddie also says in all his videos, that, figure out, investigate, do your research. What is causing those issues? Why are you
Okay.
having those problems?
So that's something I love that, man. And I think that with your faith, and our theme here is eat the right food, worship the right dude, right? Like if you can do that, like I swear 99% of your problems will go away. Whatever they are. Just
And
focus
I
on
will
those
tell you a
things.
funny thing that happened. My
Uh-huh.
brother, sometime back, he got very irritated. He's like, dude, you're making this guy your god. Eddie's, you're like your god and everything. I'm like, bro, let's say you were suffering from cancer, and you went to this guy and you tried what he told you and your cancer healed. Won't you think of him like godlike? Right. So you've been
Right.
facing issues. I've been facing issues for so many years, trying to fix my health. I've lost weight, gained it back, and all those things I've had. For the first time in my life, I've been able to figure out what is causing all these issues thanks to one guy. Obviously, he will be like that to me. If I meet him, I'll probably touch his feet and say, "Thank you so much, teacher, for
Right.
helping me." And I see a lot of children on his account who are holding his hand. Oh, it's Eddie, and they're hugging him and saying all these things because he's helping so many people. You like him or not, but his advice is working.
He's doing a good work,
You know,
man. You were just talking a lot about doing your own research, and when it comes to eating the right food and worshiping the right dude, that same rule applies to both, right? If you hear a pastor say something that you've never heard before, you better go fact check that. If you
exactly.
hear a doctor say something, or a coach, or me say some, especially if you hear me say something, you should go fact check it, right? You should be fact checking everybody. You should be doing your own research. Okay, man. So how do you go about doing your own research? You go to Wikipedia for everything and just believe everything that it says, right?
No, I see.
Okay.
One thing I understood when I became an entrepreneur is Google and Wikipedia are probably two of the most demonic things that demonic accounts, because they can help you, but at the same time, Wikipedia, the owner Jimmy Wales itself says that it is a website where people can add any stuff and the originator cannot correct it. Like, let's say you started a page called Colt Fitness Academy, and you put details over
Yeah.
there, been training people for so many years, these many certifications, etc. Somebody goes there and says this guy is a fake, he's a fraud, etc., writes those kind of things. You cannot correct it. Imagine you, the originator, the person who's the owner, started it. That person himself cannot correct it, and any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come and put anything over there. So
Yeah.
Wikipedia is a document which has to be read with a pinch of salt. The owner itself
Yeah.
says, "Don't trust it."
My coach and I were looking up the Shikamat pathway. Yeah, like I know what that is, right? So like obviously I'm asking him what it is, and I'm typing it up on Google, and I was like, oh, okay. So I just want to make sure I'm tracking with you, bro. And I read off to him the description of it, and it was wrong, and he proved to me exactly where it was wrong and why it was wrong on the spot. I'm like, wow, that's on Wikipedia, like, and it's straight up wrong. We just figured it out right now.
I'll tell you what, you go online on Google and you write benefits of smoking. I can guarantee tell you there will be a page which will say these are the benefits of smoking. It will help you lose weight. It is a stress reliever. Imagine benefits of
You could
smoking, and Google will give you the benefits of
I mean,
smoking.
like it's
So
hard to argue
what to
those
look
points,
for?
man. I mean, I'm just kidding, but yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with you. Yeah,
it's what you look for. If you're searching, most people do search. It's like everybody has Google. So it's not like, what you can see, I cannot see. Research means trying to go to authentic sources where that this is something that people have not, messed up with. And it's coming from an
right.
authentic source, somebody who's got practical experience and done it. There's a difference between somebody who's an educationer like, who's teaching you, right? Versus somebody who's had real life experience. If somebody who's run a business, made money, became successful, and he's saying, I can help you make money, listen to that guy. But if somebody who's, teaching in college or school and saying, in business, this is how you make money, and that guy is working in a job, then I don't know why people listen to those people. They themselves, if they knew
Right.
it, they wouldn't be teaching, they wouldn't be in a job themselves, right? They'd
Yeah.
actually be owning businesses if they knew how to run businesses. So I believe that listen to the person with practical experience rather than listening to somebody who's just not done it and just saying things, without any self practice. Till you don't practice it, you don't experience it yourself. I believe you should not believe anybody. You should believe only that person who's done it themselves. Like if somebody,
Very, very good.
says, okay, I'm doing this, okay, how many years, what's your experience, ask those things. So that's how it
Yeah.
is.
I'm reaching
You
for
can
another
see
book
those
right
swords
now.
behind you.
It's, thanks, man. Those are bodybuilding trophies, actually. The one to the one to the left
Oh,
was from my first show, and the one over here was from one of my shows in California.
oh,
Thanks,
lovely.
man.
In fact, these kind of swords we see here only in, officers' houses, whether they're in the army, navy, air force. They get these kind of
Yep.
swords.
And then
But
if
those are
anybody
obviously those are
breaks
like
it,
for
if
fighting in
anybody
battle
breaks
ground.
in if anybody breaks into my office when I'm checking in with a client or recording a podcast or something, I have a very convenient way to just scare him away. Yep, you already know, man. But dude, so what you just said was pretty much like a really good summary of the book called "The Proximity Principle" by Ken Coleman. And so it's called "The Proven Strategy That Will Lead
I have
to
not
the
read
Career That You
any of
Love."
these books. I'm just talking out of experience.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, I don't know if like there's if I had to pick the biggest takeaway from it, probably for me it's on page 23, man. Like obviously, like when I don't read books, I study books, and so they usually look like this by the time I'm done with them. They're usually covered in highlighter and like a whole bunch of different colored pens and everything.
Same here,
I don't know,
same
man.
here. What I do is when I'm reading, I make sure I have a pen. And if I find some nice point or if a word I don't understand, I make sure I mark it. Then I start looking it up. What is the meaning of this word? What is the meaning of this sentence? Because one thing I used to practice throughout is if you don't understand something, and you're just reading it and mugging it up, tomorrow you won't be able to reproduce it because you mugged it up for a while. You'll remember it and then you'll forget it. But when you understand the science behind it, the maths behind it, understand the meaning of something, that's when you'll be able to reproduce it multiple times over. So always try to understand things rather than mug up things. That's
Yeah,
something which I believe. And maths is the perfect example of trying to understand things. Most people try to mug up formulas, right? That okay, this, but why is that formula like that? What is its purpose? I'm talking maths way, but I'm far away from studies now. But I'm just trying to explain that concept that if you don't understand something, there's no point of actually following it. So if you're even
right.
eating in a certain way, why are you eating in that way? You're exercising in a certain way. Why are you doing it? Everything you need to understand before actually implementing it. Because if you did not understand and started implementing, you're bound to cause yourself harm in one way or the other. Either you'll hurt yourself physically, you're emotionally, or mentally. Something is going to go wrong.
Oh yeah.
So always try to do that. Do your study before actually getting into it. So
Yep.
that's what I would do.
Yep. 100%. Um, we were talking before we. Oh, I just wanted to follow up with actually what that quote was, man. So he says people. He teaches the people to look for as you begin your climb. There are five specific types of people who can help you along the way. Professors instruct in the field you want to work in. Professionals are the best in their field. To your point about the millionaires, right? Three, mentors offer guidance and accountability. And number four, peers accompany on you on your journey. And then number five, producers create jobs, hire and build teams, and generate opportunities. So, like I said, awesome book from start to finish. And then Proverbs 15:22 is one of my favorite Bible verses, man. But it says plans fail when there are when there are, what does it say? It's my favorite Bible verse, I swear. Plans fail when there is no counsel, but with many advisors they succeed. And so the key word is many. And so what Ken Coleman's teaching and what Solomon was teaching when he wrote the book of Proverbs and what you're advocating is not just one person. It's a horrible idea. You should never, ever, ever follow one single person unless it's Jesus. But every single person that you and I talk to and shake hands with every single day, there's something wrong with that person. Yeah, there's probably 99 amazing things about him, but if you follow one person blindly, you are screwed. I don't care how good of a
Yeah, I'm
pastor
telling
it
you
is. I
what,
don't care how rich of a person
uh,
it is.
there's
Some
two
people are
things
in your
that
life
are
for a
there.
season. Some people are in your life for a reason, and some people
Yeah,
are in your
exactly.
life for
So
some
I'll tell
people in
you
your
what,
life
there
for
are
a
two
lifetime.
things to this. There's a combination of the two. So if you're following that one person, that person is somebody who is going to get you to where you want in life, and they have done it,
Hmm.
right? And like I said, the principle of non-perfection, nobody's perfect, but that person is where you want to be one day, and he's showing you the way. So yes, you need to do your research, but at times, you need to have that mentor, like, so. And the best part is, when you get that mentor, you're going to get another one,
Yeah,
because any mentor has learned from another mentor. And that's why they've
absolutely.
become a mentor today. So you need to. There's this principle of borrowed belief, that until you don't have that belief in yourself, borrow it from the person who has that belief till you get it. Like, let's say
Yeah.
you want to be a priest tomorrow, learn from the priest. He'll tell you the priest has that belief, he has that faith, he's been there, he's seen certain things. You have not, but you have that dream of one day becoming that. So follow that priest. But then again, make sure that you're following things with faith, obviously, because when there's no faith, there's this rule I believe: when there is faith, there's no room for doubt, and where there is doubt, faith cannot exist, trust cannot exist. It's like,
I love.
you go to your wife and you say, I love you 99%, but, and that's the end of the marriage. Either it's
Yeah.
100% or it's zero. 99% is nothing. Have you ever heard a woman say, I think
Yeah,
I'm 99%
I heard a
Christian?
success.
Right?
I heard a really good. I was listening to a really good marriage podcast, and they were saying the same thing. They're like, you have to be all in with your marriage. They're like, how would your spouse
Exactly.
feel if you're like, yeah, I was faithful to our marriage for 363 or 364 days last year. That's pretty good, right?
That is not good.